I'd like to talk about the presidential election and give my thoughts on it because to me, Black America and even maybe poor white America, you're gonna have to choose between the witch and the broom. Kamala Harris was not put in the White House at this juncture in her career by black people. The black community out in San Francisco where she was running her politics, her political career blossom, she was not put in office by Black America. And the question you got to ask yourself is, who put her in office? Who is she loyal to? Because she's not loyal to any black party. She's loyal to whoever put her there. Whoever put her in the district attorney's office, whoever was behind her when she became the attorney general of California, and whoever got her as far as the vice presidency. Black America didn't put her in the White House. She owes no loyalty but to her constituents, whoever put her there. So if you got some grand idea about the progress of Black America, when you look at her, why, you're disillusioned. You don't know what you're looking at. You can't see the forest for the trees because she was not put there by Black America. She owes Black America nothing but some more ass cuttings because that's how she got there. When she was in California as a district attorney, her record is impeccable for locking black men up and sending them away. Her record is impeccable, and her cronies who worked in her office when she was in the district attorney's office, she was they were noted for if the person was seemingly that they couldn't prosecute them, then they would come with trumped up charges. Her office and department is known for sticking something on people, black men, no matter what it was, to get them to that prison bed. That's what she did. That's her record. That's her track record. And so her loyalty to those particular type of agendas is what got her where she is now. Who is behind her? I really don't know. I know that we live in a country that has one of the most powerful Jewish bodies in the world. It's a Jewish lobby. And if you don't know that, well, then you should take a look at why, even when Obama was in, Obama had to do everything that Jewish lobby said. And that the connection between the United States and Israel is that Jewish lobby. And they're the most powerful lobby in the world. And I would assume that for her to get past them, she didn't just get past them, that they had something to do with it. For her to make it to vice president. And so when you see her get put in that vice presidency, you should have known that it was a game. It's a game being played. Why was she put there? Why? You have to ask yourself these questions. You can't just take nothing for granted. And you can't just look on the face value of saying she's a black woman. And true enough, this is the age of women. I've done several videos on that. I've done several videos where I encourage black women, especially, to get up off their behind and do something, because it's the age of women and black women are going to lead the charge. But this right here is a horse of a different color. Because when you say black women, I even did a video where I said you don't have to have blonde hair and fix yourself to be some type of European woman to do it. You are the true Wonder Woman. I did that video. You can look back in it. But this right here is a horse of a different color. This isn't a woman that's trying to give the appearance of being a European woman. She's not trying to blonde her hair or look like a white woman, but in her actions, she has profoundly shown that she's with the agenda of white America. Even when asked about reparations, she said, "I'm for everybody. I ain't just for no black people." She misdirected the question. Her answer misdirected from the question, and it's dismissive in saying, "I'm not just for black people." She made that clear. her track record, her MO makes it clear that not only is she for the uplifting of black people, she has in her agendas that she carried out in California. She sides along with white America in the seesaw of keeping them down so that white America can be up on the seesaw. She's loyal to that agenda. If you don't realize that, then I suggest that you go maybe brush up on who she is a little bit. Because even when in out in California, when the liberals out there, when the white liberals came to her and said, look, we need to, with this just justice system, what's being done to these black people, we need to seek more progressive reforms. They wanted to change a lot of things because they seen the injustice and inequality that was being done to the black community. They want to make. She turned a blind ear and a deaf eye toward those reforms. She turned her back. She said she didn't do it. And she went on much further. And she'll tell you that she was the first in terms of state of the art for policemen. She was the first to do the cameras on the first. Well, then you have in police. You're talking about you the first governor that did state of the art, the first ones to come with the cameras on the police and body cams, and the first. She'll admit to that, but then what is that in terms of progressive reforms for civil justice? It had nothing to do with that. You were more in line with, like I said, the seesaw. But the only way white people can stay up and the status quo can stay where it is that they got to keep blacks down. If blacks begin to rise in the least amount on the seesaw, then that means that white power has to lower itself. And she's not a part of that. She turned her back on it. And so for me, when I look at the politics of America as it stands now and the presidential election that we're going into, we're gonna have to choose between the witch, which I just explained, the witch, or the broom. Now, if you choose the broom in terms of Donald Trump's 2025 plan, that desperate impact, it referred to unintentional discrimination and practices that occurred in areas like housing and employment. Those practices that negatively affected people in certain groups and protected certain groups, including racial minorities and those from other ethnic groups. Desperate impact protected that. It protected certain minorities and groups from being discriminated against when it's hard to show evidence. But they could come and show in numbers that is being done, so they would say that this is an impact to them, and so they could sue in terms of simple sheer numbers of the incident happening without having to prove so much that he was intentionally being racist, but in the form of doing it to a certain number of people, then it proved that it was an impact of racism. And so the 2025 project by Donald Trump will abolish this desperate impact, the legal term of desperate impact. They already dismantled affirmative action. And so when I say the witch or the broom, what you have to understand is the Project 2025 is a sweeping indictment, a sweeping away of 70 to 80 years of civil rights progress by the black community. They're going inside the civil rights bill and they're going to dismantle it and sweep it away. They're going to take it away. They say, well, we depopulating and blacks are overpopulating, then they don't need no minority protection. And that's a part of it. And then they already overturned Roe versus Wade. He going in and they have to really do it in Project 25. In terms of abortion, they're going to put a ban on it. They're going to put policing laws on the states where each state has to report who the abortion was and why did they do the abortion, because they do not want one white baby to be abortion because their population is depopulated. They can't afford one baby to be. And so Project 2025 is the overturning of Roe versus Wade is already the implementation of Project 2025. They already chose the broom in essence, and so it'll in the Department of Education. They don't care about the education because they're saying that education and the idea of education is not constitutionally protected in any way. There's no right to education in America. And so they said they'll rather take tax money from education and give it to the rich, parochial and private schools. And then, in terms of they want to shut down Social Security. They want to shut down diversity, equity, and inclusion. That DEI legal enforcement that you see, diversity, equity. They're going to get rid of that. They want to get rid of affirmative action, get rid of disparate impact, get rid of the diversity, equity, and inclusion. They want to say the hell with that. They say, I guess they're saying that the playing field is leveled off now with blacks and white. And so they want to go back to, and that's the broom. That's what I mean by the broom. They're going to sweep away all the progress that Black America has made. Just get rid of it. And they want to go back to, let's play ball the good old white boy way. So if you don't choose Kamala Harris in terms of which, then you got to choose the broom. Project 2025. That's what's going on here. And then, with Trump, and see, Trump has got so many black men fooled, and I get it, because Trump, he's very clever, he's a smooth businessman. And, it's like giving somebody crumbs or a few cookies, when in fact, right here, with your left hand, but then your right hand is going to take away the plate or the fork or the table that you eat at to eat those crumbs. It's going to, so it's real clever. And I see a lot of comedians, they joke and say that he has a black man's traits. And that's how he has garnished the black male constituents, the black male vote. It's a lot of black men right now saying they're going to vote for Trump because he's showing a male chauvinistic side of himself that they can, that they can, they get it. They agree with, that they understand. So, and then in terms of the LGBT community, LGBTQ community, they're going back to the Ku Klux Klan discriminatory practices. No Jews, no blacks, no other people, and no queers or trans or no. That's straight up Ku Klux Klan doctrine right there. That's a straight Klan document. No, but white, straight white supremacy in white America. When you start speaking of those type of racial profiling and discriminations based on color or belief or sexual orientation, that is a good old boy type white supremacy, white male chauvinistic values. And so this project 2025, like I said, it should sweep away any type of rights that the LGBTQ, any type of rights or equality that they have achieved. Project 2025 comes to sweep that away, and it comes to everyday citizen in terms of the poor. It leaves no fishbone for them. It wants to just come in and go back to old white America, go back, sweep away all rights and privileges of citizenry. And go back to MAGA, make America great again in terms of a white nation. And so that's what we're facing here. It's gonna and then like in terms of the rich versus poor, they're gonna cut down the hourly overtime wages for workers. And then they want to do, if you do get overtime, they want to do it once a month instead of if you get overtime this week. If you get overtime next week, overtime the week to come, they want to do it, and it's all in favor of rich white America. That's what that plan is. And so, like I said, it's either you choose the witch or you choose the broom. And what the broom chooses to do is take you back to racial discrimination, inequality, and anything outside of white America is not a citizen. Really, it's like they go back to where the Constitution and all its rights and inalienable rights are for white citizens, white rich citizens. And so I just wanted to do that video and discuss it so you'll understand what you're dealing with, and you won't get confused, especially with thinking that sort of like how we did with Barack Obama. And I won't get into that. There's still a lot of black people right now are disillusioned in terms of the horrific things that he did when he's president, especially over in Africa. It was horrible. But you still want to say, like, we made progress because a black man was in there. Well, if you get disillusioned, it's going to be quite a difference. And I'm not guessing at this. I mean, that agenda that she's following and the loyalty that Kamala Harris is too, they're going to show you. You know, and they pick no bones about it. The way she performed, her political career performed in California, it was a, how do you say it? They shoot from the hip. They wasn't playing around with black people. You know, it wasn't no giving you no break. None of it. It's just and for me, if they do put Kamala Harris in, they'll get 2 for 1. They'll get Joe Biden's policies. You know, it'll be like getting the right wing of the bald eagle, and they'll also get Project 2025, getting the left wing of the eagle. They'll get the whole bird with Kamala Harris because she has parts of her agenda, because she's a Democrat and she's been on that platform with Biden. So those things America will get, and yet she has a commitment to constituents of that 2025. She has many obligations to those particular policies. So if they do put, or if the United States do put Kamala Harris in, they'll get the whole eagle. They'll get the whole bird. They'll get both Biden and Trump policies all in one. They'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And so that's what makes her real dangerous. The witch is for even. You can't choose. I don't know which one to choose from, but that's my take on it. And thanks for listening.